We're inching closer to kickoff. With Week 1 of the 2025 NFL season looming just under 3 months away, CBS Sports dropped a bombshell that's igniting heated conversations across locker rooms, group chats, and barbershops across the country. Veteran columnist Pete Prisco has released his annual rankings of the top 100 players in the NFL, and just like every year, the list is packed with fireworks. But this time, the top spot has fans and analysts in a frenzy. Let's break it down. The countdown, Prisco's top 10. The top of the list kicks off with a strong defensive tone. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys' electric edge rusher, lands at number 10. It's no surprise, really. Parsons continues to terrorize quarterbacks and anchor a Cowboys defense that's among the league's most feared. Right behind him, at number 9, is Patrick Surtain II, the Denver Broncos shutdown corner who's quickly becoming the gold standard for defensive backs. Quarterbacks simply avoid his side of the field. Then comes the dynamic Cincinnati Bengals duo. Joe Burrow at number 8 and Ja'Marr Chase at number 7 represent one of the most lethal quarterback-receiver combinations in the game today. When healthy, Burrow is as cerebral and precise as any signal caller in the league, and Chase? He's a human highlight reel who regularly makes secondaries look foolish. Lamar Jackson checks in at number 6. After yet another MVP-level season in Baltimore, Jackson continues to redefine what it means to be a dual-threat quarterback. His speed, vision, and sheer will to win have kept the Ravens in title contention year after year. Now we enter the top 5, and things start to get spicy. Top 5 shockers and showstoppers. At number 5, Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. Honestly, how could he not be here? Jefferson is the Picasso of route running, a technician with explosive YAC ability who puts defensive coordinators on notice every Sunday. Even after missing time due to injury, he remains the most feared wideout in football. Then comes the biggest shocker. Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the league, finds himself at number 4. The Buffalo Bills quarterback had a monster 2024 season, racking up jaw-dropping numbers and single-handedly carrying his team through battles. Yet, 2 non-quarterbacks were placed ahead of him. At number 3, we've got Saquon Barkley, who experienced a career renaissance in 2024. After years of injury setbacks, Barkley finally silenced the critics and returned to his explosive form. With his combination of vision, power, and breakaway speed, he became the focal point of the Giants' offense and reminded everyone why he was once considered a generational talent. Sliding in at number 2 is Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns' defensive juggernaut. Garrett has long been among the league's most dominant forces, but in 2024, he elevated his game even further. He didn't just sack quarterbacks. He dismantled entire offensive game plans. And finally, the #1 player in the NFL, according to CBS Sports and Pete Prisco, Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes reclaims the throne, but does he deserve it? Yes, that Patrick Mahomes. The same Mahomes who had a relatively pedestrian 2024 season by his own lofty standards. With 3,928 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, it was his lowest output since becoming a full-time starter. Yet somehow, Prisco still believes he stands above the rest. When you put a QB who wasn't even top 5 last year at #1, it's clearly an invalid list. One fan posted on social media. Another chimed in with, Pete Prisco really showing a lack of knowledge in the NFL. It's not that Mahomes has become a bad quarterback, far from it. But with his numbers dipping and younger stars like Allen, Burrow, and even Lamar Jackson seemingly rising, many question whether the Chiefs' magician still holds the crown. There's also a very real argument that Mahomes' greatness has been masked by Kansas City's continued team success. The Chiefs remain a perennial Super Bowl threat, thanks to Andy Reid's system and a rock-solid defense. But individually, Mahomes hasn't looked like the unbeatable MVP we saw in 2018 or 2022. Context matters. Is Mahomes still the guy? Still, there's a deeper truth in Prisco's argument. Mahomes isn't just a player. He's the player, the standard, the bar. Even in a down year, he outclasses 90% of the league. His vision, creativity, poise under pressure, and late-game heroics are the stuff of legend. He's already a 2-time MVP, a 3-time Super Bowl champ, and still just 29 years old. When the moment demands greatness, more often than not, Mahomes delivers. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Prisco is banking on. The greatness we know Mahomes has, not just the stats on the page, So who's really no one? Ultimately, these rankings are subjective. They spark conversation, ignite rivalries, and fuel off-season drama. And that's the point.